Jewish soil, but they're not accessible. These machines, they even proposed they wanted to put my photo on there. I said, no, just put the thing Liberia, I love Liberia. That's the idea. How can you be in a country and every time you complain about bad road, I said to say you didn't know the road was going to be bad. And so I'm going to be able to do agriculture if you can't get to the farm. So when the machine come, let the watch tell me you can't raise the money to pay for it. And people will be the one who will decide. But we got to open this country for development. And this is just the beginning because I sit here all the country, our army, no, not even one helicopter. The police, not even one. Then we say rapid result. When something happens, you want to rescue, you best talk in the morning. I'm going to do it. It's about time we start the talking and make the move. And that's what we're going to bring these machines. They're on the way. How to open this country up for development.
Your Minister, Christie, Senior Minister of State. It's a great honor.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Good morning to you wherever you are this morning. Is on the 14th day of the 11th month, 2025. Very soon we'll be celebrating New Year. So wherever you are this morning, we want to say welcome to the OK Morning Watch. My name is Fatu Kamara. It's been a long break, but we're back. I'm going to be here again as usual alongside Marka David, and we're going to drive you through up to 10 o'clock this morning. So keep your dialogue down to the OK Morning Watch Friday edition. What's coming up? We will shortly go for commercial break. To be right back after the commercials. We take the facts check. From the facts check, we come back and talk some pertinent issues around Liberia. And then be back at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, we will take our first guest from the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, NAFA. And that's going to be a 30-minute session up to 8:30. 8:30, we talk to Thomas Tamba Bondo there in the U.S. for like 30 minutes up to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, our next guest is going to be here up to 10 o'clock. And that's how it's going to be like up to that time. So keep your dial locked down to the broadcast. So let's take a look at some of those following the morning rush this morning. Ojuku Davis says, good morning, OKFM. I'm watching you live from ELWA Junction in Painesville. Benjamin Cannibal says, good morning. I'm Benjamin Cannibal, following from Bo City, Sierra Leone. Robert Ngone says, good morning, OK family. I'm following you from Cotton Tree ABC Mission Community RIA Highway. Sir Willie says, good morning. He's Sir Willie. Ambassador Frederick Meek Davis says, good morning, OKFM. I'm following from New Georgia Estate. Venetia's Junior Bass says he's following from New Crew Town. Austin Greer is watching. Papi S. Keita is watching. He says, good morning, OKFM from Dupont Road. God bless Liberia. Stanley Paul Weir Jabo is watching from Cardwell. Daniel Tente is watching. He says, good morning, Fatu and Marka. I'm following the conversation closely from my usual Thinkers Village residence. Thank you. Razak Khan is watching from Kerry Street this morning. George Watkins Jr. is watching. Says, good morning, Fatu Kamara. And good morning to a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of River. Says, the land of what? The land of supremacy. Okay. Thanks for the show. I'm watching from my comfort zone in District 13, Monserrado County. Emmanuel N. Kelemi says, good morning, Fatu. I'm Emmanuel N. Kelema. I'm closely watching from my comfortable zone, 72nd community. Good morning to you. SLG George says, good morning. I'm following from Bannersville, Daybreak Moth Open Community. Asumana Kamara Abu is following from Koba City, Electoral District number 3, Lofa County. Lawrence Akwi Wewa is watching from Pipeline Community. Ryan Chinch Kamara is watching. S. Peter Benda is watching from Bannersville Estate. Rufus S. Seyon Korn is watching. Okay, I got that name right. Says he's watching from Tinkers Village. Thomas Sankara says, I'm Achi Williams. I'm watching from Capital Bypass. Sandy Ortiz Kamara says, good morning, OKFM. I'm watching from my comfort zone in Cartwell. Musa A.S. Fofana says he's watching from Jacobtown. Frederick Salis watching. Papi Keita, we've taken that. Fombasa says following. James Goloy is following. He says he's watching from where? It's also City, Lofa County. Morris A. Gable says, good morning. I'm following from J&B and JKK Dreams for Better Liberia Foundation in Research Room. Papi Keita, good morning. Okay, I see you. So we're going to take a very short break and bring you the facts check. From the facts check, we come back. Let's go for a short break. Instead of the facts check, let's bring you the commercials.
My people, your hello.
Hello, Mr. Chairman.
Tapla, why is the news today again?
Well, the news is that the AFL is getting ready to recruit, qualify, and interested Liberians to join the army early 2026.
Che, thank God, oh, we have been waiting so long for this time, oh, Tapla. Let me call my children Krubo and Wimanga, yeah?
But wait, oh, the AFL is not just taking anybody, oh.
Ah, why you me again?
Chebo, the recruitment process is free, yeah? No money business. You have to be a Liberian citizen from 18 to 35 years, be a high school graduate or college student, and must have your WAEC certificate. The AFL people say, no WAEC certificate, no joining AFL, yeah? You must be physically and mentally fit. It means be well and strong, yeah? You must not get bad human rights record, criminal record, or other bad behaviors. The AFL people say they will check for all I want to.
So, Tapla, all the things you talk, that all?
No. To prove your citizenship, the AFL people say you must bring your national ID card, voters registration card, Liberian passport, birth certificate, or certificate of naturalization. That one there. That the people who were not Liberian citizens, but they say they won't be citizens for Liberia, they get a document from the court. 2 passport size photos, white background, health certificate from any recognized health center. But it has to be within the last 3 months of your application, yeah? Any other relevant document you get, AFL people say bring a vocational certificate or diploma. Can't we?
Wow. Then it means my children Krubo and Wimanga are qualified, yeah? But where will these children go to apply now?
Chebo, the recruitment exercise will take place in 4 regions. The central region, that Monserrado, Queen-Bassa, and Magibi counties. The recruitment center will be located in Monrovia, Monserrado County. Then the western region, Queen Cape Mount, Bomi, and Bapolu County. The recruitment center will be in Tottenberg, Bomi County. Northern region, the Lofa, Bong, and Nimba counties. The recruitment center will be in Banga, Bong County. Then in the southeastern region, the Grand Jide, River G, Maryland, Grand Cru, River Cess, and Sino counties, yeah? Because the country is plenty over there, we will have 2 recruitment centers. One in Zedru, Grand Jide County, and the other one will be in Harper, Maryland County.
But Tablao, you are my friend and brother, and you are a big man in the AFL. So I will recommend my children to you so you can help them enter the AFL.
Whoa, Chebo, I want too big. AFL people say no recommendation, yeah? In fact, AFL people say you must be careful with any AFL soldier or civilian who tell you, say, give me money so I can help you to join the AFL. That one there, pa, that lie. AFL people say, whether you AFL big man or small man, if you recommend anyone, they will sack you from the AFL and disqualify that person, yeah? The high command of the AFL assures the public that the recruitment process will be strictly based on merit, yeah?
A message from the Armed Forces of Liberia.
We are brave. We are passionate.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow, you mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I will just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that real 5 and 6, so
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Fatu, where you dey go? Where you dey find?
Why they ask me that kind of question? Say where I dey go? Where I dey go? I dey come. You don't hit my car.
Why you walking and talking all by yourself so?
My sister, the car business are really thinking about so to get car in this country is really not easy. Since I put in for my cars and other goods, it is almost 1 year I can't get anything.
But it says stranger who always asks don't miss their way. Haven't you heard about urban used cars and auto parts?
You mean urban used cars and auto parts?
Yes, urban used cars and auto parts is 100% Liberian owned business. With urban used cars and auto parts, you can purchase your new cars, used cars, and all cars parts directly from America for an affordable price. Urban used cars and auto parts can also help you ship your parrots, your boxes, containers, and other goods from your relatives abroad within just 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, this is a good news. Where can I find urban used cars and auto parts?
If you are in Liberia, urban used cars and auto parts is located Fish Market, Tottenham Boulevard, Monrovia, Liberia. And in the USA, 220 10th Street, Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, 19015, United States of America. You can also visit their Facebook page, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts International, or call cell number +231 887 012218.
Thank you for this information. I am visiting Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts to begin the process of my card and other goods.
Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts. Our goal is to allow Liberians have access to buying things from America without being cheated.
Liberia, it's time for a new journey of power, performance, and reliability. CCAR Motors has rebranded. Welcome to the all-new CFA Mobility Liberia, your trusted provider of world-class vehicles, motorcycles, and trucks. With Toyota, experience, strength, innovation, and adventure like never before. Built for Liberia's toughest roads. You need power and performance? Mitsubishi delivers toughness, efficiency, and performance for every job. And for those who move fast and ride with style, Yamaha Motorcycle provides unbeatable speed, durability, and comfort. At CFA Mobility Liberia, we don't just sell vehicles, we provide expert servicing, genuine parts, and lifetime support to keep you moving. Visit us today and experience the new CFAO Mobility Liberia. Same trusted quality, brand new experience.
Are you looking for the sweetest, purest, and most natural honey in Liberia? Then look no further than Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey, produced right in the heart of Neighbor County. No chemicals, no additives, just real natural honey straight from the hive to your table. It's the taste of nature. Once you try it, you will never go back. Want to start your own honey farm and see results in less than 6 months? Then contact Gabriel C. Gwen today. Call 0776 596 623 or 0886 596 623. Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey can be found on Link Street in Omeshap, right opposite the Ministry of Public Works. Gabriel C. Gwen Natural Honey. Taste it and be the judge.
And so right after that commercial break, let's go for the fact check. So be right back. Keep your dial locked down. Don't touch it.
Debunk disinformation and provide the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. My name is Siawi Miabu, and today we'll be fact-checking claims made in the last couple of days. Following the release of the Millennium Challenge Corporation scorecard for fiscal year 2026, Abdullahi Mamey, a panelist on Spoon Talk, he claimed on Facebook that Liberia consistently passed the MCC scorecard before former President George Weah took office in 2018. He made this claim on November 12, indicating that during the Weah administration, the country failed every year from 2019 until 2023, but has started passing again since the Unity Party returned to power in 2024. To verify this claim, we reviewed MCC scorecards from 2015 to 2026. The review showed that Liberia consistently passed from 2015 to 2018 and failed between 2019 and 2022 and began passing again from 2023 through 2026. The MCC scorecard assesses governance, economic freedom, and investment in people across 22 indicators. A country is considered to have passed if it performs above the median in at least 11 of the 22 indicators. The latest fiscal year 2026 report shows that Liberia passed 12 indicators and failed 10, meaning the country officially passed the overall scorecard. Based on these findings, we conclude that Mame's claim that Liberia consistently passed the MCC scorecard during the Unity Party's first administration and failed during the Weah administration until 2023 is correct. And since the submission of the 2026 draft national budget, several public claims continue to emerge, with many people comparing current allocations to those in previous years. Among those claims is one made by the head of the centrism movement, Councillor Kanyo Bagbala. On November 10, he claimed that in the draft 2026 national budget, President Joseph Boakai's budget had been reduced from US $3.44 million to US $3.11 million. In his post, the former CDC spokesperson described the adjustment as an act of responsible leadership. To verify this claim, we reviewed the 2026 draft national budget published by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Our review shows that the Office of the President was allocated US $3.44 million in the approved 2025 national budget, but in the proposed 2026 draft budget now before the legislature, this allocation has been adjusted downward to US $3.11 million. Based on this comparison, the claim made by Councillor Kanyo Bagbala that President Boakai's budget decreased from US $3.44 million to US $3.11 million in the draft 2026 budget is correct. This is all we have time for in the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Prime FM, and Kel Radio to counter disinformation to help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We will be back with more Fact Check reports to help you know all the real facts. But if you want us to fact check a particular claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0777 556296 and we will check for you. Also, follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, on Twitter at L3L Fact Check, and go to our website at www.localvoicesliberia.com. I am Siawe Meapu. Thanks for listening and have a great day.
Thanks for staying with us on the OK Morning Watch. Good morning to everyone watching the show this morning. Marka Davis is already here with us. Marka, good morning. Thanks for coming late.
Labro Odisa. But good morning and thanks for coming earlier to start the ball rolling. Again, we're here to serve our Liberian people. It's Friday as usual. So thanks to all of you who've been here and thanks for joining us. Good morning to our wonderful listeners. Some of you who always call to participate on the show, those who are silent listeners, good morning. And it's great to be here.
Yeah. What's happening around the continent?
Well, in Nigeria, the government has announced it is canceling a controversial policy that mandated the use of indigenous languages for teaching in the earliest years of schooling instead of English. Education Minister Tonji Alusa said the program introduced just 3 years ago had failed to deliver and was being scrapped with immediate effect. Instead, English will be reinstated as the medium of instruction from pre-primary levels through to university. The now defunct program was launched by former Education Minister Adamu, who had argued that children learned more effectively in their mother tongue. At the time, Adamu argued that pupils grasped concepts more readily when taught in their own mother tongue, a view supported by numerous UN studies on early childhood education. Nigeria's education system is facing serious problems such as poor quality teaching, inadequate materials, low pay for teachers, and numerous strikes. Although 85% of children go to primary school, less than half complete their secondary education. Some 10 million children are out of school in Nigeria, more than in any other country, according to the United Nations.
Imagine being taught in Pele.
Yeah, in Africa and maybe other parts of the world, we are trying to find solutions to some of our problems, and sometimes we go for the wrong things sometimes.
Yeah.
We've always, it's that we know our problems, but our leaders want to shift the problem to us, the ordinary citizens at times. So maybe the former education minister was believing that, because these youth coming up, they don't know their dialects or their local languages, they may not be too patriotic, communication barriers and all of that. There's no way we can talk as Nigerians, that we can understand each other. So it is important that we teach our children how they can speak our dialect and all of that to solve some of our problems. But again, this is what it is. The
But
program.
I think there's a lot to learn in school than the dialects. The dialects, I think we should be focusing on the homes. Maybe the homes should be focusing on teaching the children their dialects, their local vernacular, because there's a lot that we must learn. Marka, that curriculum that they have sometimes we can't even finish with all the things that we're supposed to learn before the year end.
Yeah.
So it's just too much. I think it's too much. I've heard about other countries. I don't know how true is it that you choose a specific subject you want to learn. They don't bore you with a lot of things.
No.
But the children come in, you start teaching them. That writing dialect is not easy. When I started doing it, imagine big human being like me, I started learning Pele in university. It was not easy, Marka.
Yeah.
It was not easy writing it, all of those sounds and all of that. But again.
Yeah, so for me, the takeaway from this story also, Fatu, is that a lot of African countries are challenged. They're not meeting up with especially the governments, are not meeting up with their responsibility, especially the needs of the citizens. Imagine the UN report saying about 10 million children out of school in Nigeria, one of Africa's biggest economy.
Yeah.
Populated country with wealth of oil and other natural resources, big economy, yet this number of children are out of school.
Yeah.
So, it brings us back to our own country where we are still struggling to perfect our educational sector. Even though new government will come, there will be new programs and different initiatives to improve the sector, but we are still struggling. We are still struggling. So, it's like Africa's problem is just Africa's problem, cutting across the continent.
Of course.
Yeah.
Poverty is the problem. So, Marka, that's it. I think we can talk about pertinent issues right now.
Yeah.
So, I saw this post from a sister, Abigail Freeman. I saw it yesterday, and when I was reading through, it reminded me about our responsibility as journalists. as the fourth estate. It reminded me of a poem that I always read here about, I did not speak out. First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was a communist. And finally, it says, then they came for me, and there was no one else left to speak for me. So I saw this post from Abigail, and it says, on this day, which was yesterday, several years ago, he was arrested for allegedly raping a minor, a charge that would leave him languishing behind rusty bars for nearly 2 years without a single appearance in court. Despite repeated efforts to secure his day before a judge, his case was delayed time and again. The prosecution and the family of the alleged victim continuously failed to appear, an act many believed was intentional, designed to prolong his suffering inside the walls of South Beach. At the time, he was a critical voice in Liberia, a young influencer, a mobilizer, and frontline leader of the revolutionary movement calling for change. Even from behind the bars, he kept his militants inspired, reminding them that the struggle was bigger than any chain that held him. To some, he was a rapist. To others, he was a political prisoner. But to the masses who truly knew him, they believed he would one day be vindicated, and he was. At the height of his arrest, Gregory Coleman served as police director, and under his command, Vani Jesse was charged. In that moment, DNA testing, an essential tool for justice in the case of Brian McGill, was neither considered nor recommended by Director Coleman. Before Vani's case and long after it, countless Liberians have faced similar charges, many of whom remain in pre-trial detention to this day, denied their constitutional right to due process. When I reflect on how Gregory Coleman recently protected his friend from facing justice, and the silence that followed from institutions like the Ministry of Gender and other vocal advocacy groups, I am reminded that fairness in our system is often uneven. When Vani finally returned from his confinement, he was never the same again. His spirit carried the scars of a justice system that failed him, and his body carried a secret that ruined his organs. She says, we will tell the story, Vani just said. And it's a sad thing to bring up, the name of somebody who has passed. I know the families are grieving, but I just thought so that we can bring this thing up about this rape case that has, been forgotten. You don't hear people talk about it again. And I've been seeing a post from Vic John Wooter too, talking about this same rape case over and over and again. So there's no proof that the minister was involved in the rape of the minor. Then who raped the girl? Because it was confirmed, by the government that the girl was tampered with. Can they bring now the suspect, the perpetrator? Can we know the suspect? Or can we get the results of the DNA test, Marka?
So again, Fatu, like we said as our position from the beginning of this entire saga, we believe that the way the police proceeded with this issue has set a new way that the issue of rape and other forms of violence against women will be investigated in the country. For some of us, whether from the initial stage when the rape law was passed, when Criminal Code E was established, whether these procedures were not right, it became the way of investigating or adjudicating cases concerning rape and other gender-based violence in the country. So the culture was that when you are accused, you are arrested, placed beyond bar, investigation conducted, taken to court, and then
when you are vindicated,
either the court found you guilty or acquit you and you go home. It was never the police that were judging and bringing up a verdict to say there is no investigation to link this person to this act, therefore we cannot charge the person. This particular Brian McGill case was strange, and today the police under Gregory Coleman He is taken down in history for doing the rape investigation or alleged rape case differently. So this is going to be the way going forward,
a new way.
because nobody is going to just accuse me and police come and arrest me and take me to jail. Even my community will not agree. Okay, my community will not agree. My family will not agree. But if Brian McGill was treated like, may his soul rest in peace, Vanny Jesse, then Marka can be treated the same way. If that is no longer the case, then nobody will allow themselves or their family member or even their neighbor to be arrested upon mere accusation of rape. So this is the new thing that the police has initiated, and this is how it's going to be. For us, we think it is wrong. What happened to Paul should happen to John, and it should happen to Peter.
Yeah, regardless of who you are.
Yes, it doesn't matter where you find yourself. There were people with, people of very relevant status in our community, our country, who went to jail for committing crime, whether it was for economic sabotage, whether any kind of crime. For example, this son of the former president. These were big people who went to jail in this country when they were accused of acts of corruption and all of that. So no one is above the law. So what happened with this Bryant McGill case tells us that there are certain people who are protected. I'm not saying he was guilty. However, the system has been, when you are accused, you will be arrested, placed behind bar, and you'll go to court and either exonerate yourself or the court will find you guilty and you will serve the punishment. Because if the first test showed that this minor was tampered with, it means somebody did something to her. And she is telling you that it is this man who did this to me. But you say your GPS did not link location, your call log did not show any call between the two persons, and all of these technical reasons that you give, which are very strange to rape investigation in the country. So, I mean, Fatu, a lot of people, including you and I, are disappointed that this investigation did not satisfy public trust.
Of course. So that's it. And we'll continue to say that it's our job to do what we're doing, and we'll continue to talk about it because this is a strange way. And this way, Marka, like we said from the beginning, is not going to scare would-be perpetrators. It's not going to even serve as a deterrent anymore. So anybody think they can do anything and walk free. Anybody can do anything and walk free now. It's not like any time when one guy coming near you, you even make small noise and say, let me move ya, because anytime when you tell somebody, they say that baby going straight to jail. But nowadays it's not the same anymore. People think that if I rape, DNA testing should be done, and all of that, I should be found with the girl in the room. And as a matter of fact, it is really hard. It's a rare thing to always find the perpetrator with the victim.
If that is the right thing to do, why we didn't start it from the very beginning?
Yes.
These are some of the questions that will come to people's minds. If this is the right procedure, why we did not start with it? We should have started with it. So if someone is accused of rape, we should do the DNA testing. We should match location with GPS. We should match, all these things.
We should check the person phone if the person called.
Whether they ever had any kind of conversation. Okay? So if we did not do that from the beginning, we are doing that now. For me, it shows that we are not doing justice to other people who suffer the first style of investigating rape. For example, the late Vanny Jesse, that's a very big case in this country. Where the man was a student leader, he was critical, he always spoke against issues that he felt was against the population, the masses, like they will say. So people believe that, because this man has been this vocal, that's the reason why someone tried to find something on him to confine him in jail. And they succeeded in that. Today, people who listen to what you read, that was written by Abigail Freeman, it tells you that after everything that happened with the accusation, with the hauling and pulling your character in the mud, going to jail, everybody now some people referring to you as rapist and all of that. I mean, you cannot be the same again. It can affect your mental ability.
Yeah.
It can drain you. It can create other medical problems for you and even lead to your death. So that's exactly what somebody would say was the case with Vanny Jesse. Then what happened to Brian McGill? Above the law? That's a question.
It's a new thing. It's a new way of investigating rape. And I hope the government is now prepared to start doing DNA testing for all of those rape cases that we will start to see around here. So, yesterday, Marka, there was this reaction from a lot of citizens. You know, most of the times I tend to talk about the reactions from Liberians instead of actually the main issue, because they are the people that matter. So, some Liberians booed the president, at the dedication of the bosses, the NTA bosses. And a lot of people have criticized that reaction from Liberians. You know, Marka, the thing about Liberia is that we becoming more political than patriotic. So when something happens, even if it is in the good of majority of Liberians, only because I'm not a party member, I'm not a political party member, or I'm not a part of the
ruling
party or the government, maybe I'm doing small job with the government or consultancy, I should criticize. And sometimes when I listened to Spoon some times ago, and one of the panelists there was criticizing the government, and another panelist said, because you came to Liberia and you beg for a job, all right, and I give you a job, why are you criticizing, you talking all the bad things about the government today? So it's not because we don't have something doing or because we're not affiliated with the government. These bosses are intended to ease the transportation difficulties Liberians are faced with, and especially students, Marka. The fact that you will sit in a bus, like the government is saying, the NT is saying, as long as you have your ID card as a student, you have to ride those buses for free of charge without paying a fare. It helps students. You know how many students, Marka, can be standing on the road in the morning time waiting for cars, so just they getting on the car, they're not even getting enough money. I've seen a student the other day, I had to help so that she to pay her fare to go to school, Marka. Now you have an NTA bus that is going to help ease the transportation difficulties, especially for students. And others board. Yes, there are economic difficulties. There's economic hardship. But if we start now to discourage or boo at every little effort, because everything cannot be done at once, right? There have been efforts made by the government in education, in agriculture, in sports, like the recent former sports minister was, criticizing the former president for not doing much, to enhance or improve sports in Liberia. Now this government has done much by increasing the budget, to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Everything cannot be done at once. But then if we start to criticize, okay, because the roads are bad, I cannot get access to, Lofa County in less than a day. So it means that when buses come to take me from 9th Street to ELWA Junction, I should boo, or it's not an effort. I think we becoming more political than looking at the interests of the general public, and it's a problem, Marka.
Yes, I agree with you, Fatu, for the fact that, like I have said before, over and again, that we have allowed the politicians to politicize us, the people, yes, to make the ordinary people even to think of themselves being even more political than those who are in the actual politics. So to the extent that they make us to believe that so long it is not our party, anything they do is not correct. It doesn't only apply to people who are in opposition today. Even people who were in opposition yesterday, who are in the ruling party today, they criticize some good things that the past administration were doing. However, this should not be the way to go. these buses, like Fatu said, is going to ease transportation, especially public transportation for students, for ordinary people, because the fare is very low. We've already said that the economy is how we don't have much money to be paying $250 from Dupont Road to Broad Street, which I do every morning. You know, so I mean, these kind of things will reduce some of the economic burden on the people.
And you know how long sometimes people stay on that road to get car?
Yeah, and Fatu, when I follow some of the videos, I was not on the bus to know where all of the places they pass, right? But there was other places that people were jubilating. Then it reached certain areas, people were booing. So I mean, it just shows the mix of political people we have in the country. So the ruling party, like Madam Lehman Bowie said, the ruling party, I mean the ruling position and the opposition, the opposition and the imposition.
Yeah, and the no position.
And the no position. So the no position, we are quiet, but the imposition are praising what's happening.
Yeah.
Then the opposition are booing what's happening. So, I mean, I think those who are booing, even though sincerely those who were celebrating were more than those who were booing. However, booing, I don't think it was right, because I believe that this is a welcoming development. We were here, we saw that all of the buses that came from India, managed by the NTA, were all broken down, damaged. I think when the new administration came, they found 5, which they said were semi-operational. And today we can have 35 new ones or 34 new ones. I think we should be happy instead of booing. Sincerely, I think we should be happy, because it will help with public transportation. I can say that.
Okay, so I don't know if we can take any calls, because the time is up. We have to take our guests, but when we come back, maybe between 8:30 to 9 o'clock, we'll take few calls.
Okay.
And continue with the program. So our guests from NAFA are already here, and we take this very, very short break to usher them in. So you're listening to the OK Morning Rush here on OK FM 99.5. My name is Fatu Kamara. I'm here alongside Marka Davids. We're doing this together up to 10 o'clock this morning. Don't touch your dial. Keep listening. So birthday greetings to Thomas Confidence Saki. Your birthday comes on the 17th of November. Happy pre-birthday to you. And I hope we'll be kicking doors on that day. So as I said, our guest is from the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority. He is Louis B. Kono. Louis, good morning. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for affording me the opportunity to once again sit in your studio. I'm very much elated.
Okay. How long now since you've been here?
I've been a long while. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw the statement, the government of Liberia, through the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, will for the first time join the world the global community in celebrating World Fisheries Day. Before we go far, why is this the first time Liberia is officially joining the global community to celebrate World Fisheries Day?
Okay, before I go to your question directly, let me give some historicity of the celebration. As a matter of fact, the celebration was given birth to in 1997. So, and as a result of the formation of the World Forum of Fish Harvesters and Fish Workers in New Delhi, it all started in the Indian state.
Okay.
And since then, the world has been celebrating. Liberia as a country, 2025 is the first time Liberia is forming part of this celebration. Well, perhaps former authorities, former leaders in authority knew why this day was not celebrated. And it's a very significant day. The world over celebrates it. It's a day that set aside to celebrate the good work been done by the fisher folks across the coastal lines in all of the coastal countries, for that matter, and not only the coastal states, but other countries are involved into aquaculture because they also bring forth fish and other fish products to the market. And so this is the time for us to recognize them for their efforts because they are a major contributor to the growth of the society. Some of them are doing it in a subsistent way. Some are commercial, and we would like to celebrate all of them. Our fishmongers, our mothers who go and buy the fish on the beaches and process them. Some of them dry them, sell them fresh, keep them in the refrigerator. I mean, this is a time for us to say many thanks for the services rendered over the years.
Okay.
The fisher folks, talking about the fishermen, they go through a lot of turbulence on the waters to get the fish, the crabs, the lobsters, the shrimps to us, and we just drop them in the pot. But if you sit with them, they explain the ordeal, the turbulence they experience on the water. I mean, the world have to set aside a day to say thank you to them, and that's why on November for Liberia, the activity starts on the 15th. That's on tomorrow, on the weekend. It starts on the 15th, and we run all the way to November 21st for the grand finale in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County.
Okay. Marka, you want next?
Yeah, so what specific goals does NAFA hope to achieve through this year's World Fisheries Day celebration? I know you've been doing a lot of different work in the sector and all of that, but after this elaborate celebration this year, what are some of the targets?
All right, so World Fisheries Day offers an opportunity to recognize the critical role the role that the fisheries play in food security. As a matter of fact, the fish and the fish products we get contribute to food security, livelihoods, and cultural heritage. And so this day, we want to meet our fishmongers, the women who sell the fish. We want to recognize the efforts. It's about recognizing the effort of the fishermen, telling the fishermen that their role is very, very significant. They've been doing excellently good job, and this is the time for us to give them the flowers through this celebration. So we will be meeting with them in Monserrado. We'll be celebrating with them in Monserrado, celebrating with the fishmongers in Cape Mount, and we'll be climaxing the celebration in Grand Bassa County with a grand activity.
Why those counties? Why Monserrado, Cape Mount, and Grand Bassa?
As a matter of fact, this is the initial celebration for Liberia.
Okay.
And so we've targeted 3 counties. So the next celebration we could target 5 or more of the total 9 coastal counties. Who target other counties where agriculture activities are ongoing. So we begin with the first 3 counties in 2025. Next year we'll roll out and we'll add additional counties. Perhaps we could take the celebration to Maryland and get Maryland involved, Grand Crew involved, Sino involved, Riverside involved, and we could also get Grand Gita County and River G, all of the counties involved. River G, Grand Gita, they are mostly involved into agriculture activities. We'll get them involved. So gradually we should have a start. And so we're beginning with the 3 counties, Montserrado, Grand Bassa, and Grand Cape Mar County.
Yes, I know you have different activities, including maybe an indoor program and all of that, but you have this theme, sustaining fisheries, securing livelihoods. Do you want to tell us the relevance of this theme that you chose this year?
Yeah. Generations will go, generations will come. If we don't apply all of the technical know-how in terms of ensuring that our fish stocks are not illegally taken away from the waters, the next generation could suffer. Many persons don't know that some of the fish species can be extinct, meaning you can't find them in the water. If you find them in the water, they're not many as they used to. Back then, the fishermen could stand on the shore of Popo Beach and just throw the line in the water, and you see the big fish coming out of the water. Why is that not happening these days? Several reasons. One major one is climate change. And another major reason is we're throwing a lot of dirt in the water. Yeah. Some of the fishermen, you may be very, very surprised that they will throw their nets. You're expecting to go for it in the evening. They do it in the morning. Expect to go for it in the evening. It stays for not 2 weeks in the water. And so the fish get rotten in the net. Other the ones that are living will not want to live in that environment. The habitat has been destroyed. Like we suffered during the war period when we had day ballers all on Lane Street. People in the Lane Street community will move over further because the smell will embarrass them. So we have to ensure that illegal fishing activities are not ongoing in our waters. And thanks to the World Bank, we have the Fisheries Monitoring Center at the technical office on near the Coast Guard base, Bushwa Island, where we monitor all of the activities on the water. Any vessel wants to do fishing activities with Liberia through NAFA, that vessel has to have a monitoring device, the VMS.
Okay.
Yeah, even the canoes, we started to give the canoes a monitoring device. And some of the to the very World Bank, to the current World Bank Fisheries Project, some of the canoe operators, the fishermen decided that they will not mount the device on their machines because it's intended to spy on them. But surprisingly, one of them gave a testimony in Buchanan that if it was not that device, he would have died. He had a crew because they got lost and they have to use the button on the device. It raised the alarm, and the alarm was noticed at our Fish Monitoring Center. And so the Coast Guard was alerted. Thanks to the Coast Guard, very good partners we have. They do a lot of rescue effort in pastime for fishermen, ensuring that fishermen don't get drowned in the water. But sometimes the fishermen will go fishing and go further. And if you're not careful, if you've got a fish, once you see the fish, you want to go after them. And you forget that you're going further. You should not cross a certain mile. So now they get lost. So the device is intended to help them when they are in distress. Some of them decide not to use it. However, they are seeing the significance of using the device, and so they started to use it. And we'll do more of such distribution of the device. The livelihood of our people is indeed of interest.
Okay.
If they can get the fish to eat, it'll become a problem. And we have most of the fishermen, you want to take them from fishing, it's difficult. Michael. That's a style of life. That's what they know. That's what they were taught to do. So we should create that environment for the fishermen so that they can always be able to ply the trail, and not being able preventing them from not going to do what they usually do. I mean, they will not be able to secure livelihood for their families. So this team is very unique, sustaining fisheries and securing livelihood. That's the theme for this year's celebration.
Okay, let's talk about activities leading to the celebration. I saw from the 15th all the way to the 21st of November.
Great. We have, like we said, on the 15th, tomorrow, there'll be all road leads to Grand Cape County, where we have the sports day at the Momo Tower Sports Stadium in Rubber Sports. We have all day of sporting activities: football, kickball, volleyball, and canoe race. And we're featuring some teams. Interestingly, we're featuring the Maritime. You know, they are the reigning champions in the ministerial league, ministerial competition. So Maritime has been invited. We have the defense defense ministry team, comprising the guys from the Coast Guard and the Army. And we also have the one UN family, the entire UN team, UNDP, FAO, UNICEF. They're going to bring a team, football and kickball teams. And then we have the fishing community that will join with NAFA, the fishing community in Rubber Sports. We're going to have a combined team. They and NAFA will combine to have a team for football and kickball that will engage all of the teams from the outside, the Maritime, Defense, and the one UN family. Okay. So there'll be one day of sports event. There'll also be other games on the sideline, Lulu, checks, and so forth. So it's indeed a great day that will really kick off in Grand Cape County, Rubber Sports specifically. And the people of Rubber Sports want to say many thanks to the superintendent and the team there. They've given us thumbs up, giving us open arms for the celebration. We'll begin with a parade, and from down Rubber Sport all the way to the Momo Tower Sports Stadium there in Rubber Sports for the sport events. And one day we'll have a winner. The winners will be announced, and the media is invited to do the coverage, particularly the sports writers, since it is indeed a sporting event.
Okay.
So that will be on
the 15th.
On the 15th. So from the 15th, we move on to the 17th.
Okay.
The 17th, we have the career and inter-university debate. Career and inter-university debate. Debate will be held in the auditorium of the University of Liberia main campus. And this will bring together the United Methodist University. They'll be debating fisheries issues, fisheries topics. Okay. United Methodist University, Stella Maris, and the University of Liberia. These three universities will go through debates. And we have the University of Liberia, as you know, we've introduced the fisheries science department at the University of Liberia. So a lot of students have decided to engage into studying fisheries science. As a matter of fact, that's a nursery we have, so to speak, because the current generation of fisheries scientists that work at the National Fisheries and Agriculture Authority, that group of new breed could take over. And so Liberia will now have a situation of brain dreams when it comes to the fisheries sector. So the Career and Sports Day, I mean, it is a unique opportunity for Liberians to see their students in fisheries science debating fisheries issues.
Okay.
I mean,
Will it be free entry?
Free entries. Yeah, the main campus, the free entries.
How many schools?
Entry. We're talking about in the United Methodist University, Stella Maris, and the University of Liberia.
Okay.
The three universities are going to be debating fisheries issues for the first time in our country. So, I mean, everyone is involved. Now, all the time we do politics, But this time around, we'll be discussing fisheries. And that will be on November 17 as part of the World Fisheries Day.
Okay.
Okay, from the 17th, we'll move on to the 18th for the awareness and sanitation campaign. NAFA, through the government of Liberia, is planning to have a day for all fishermen and fishmongers to clean up the fishing communities, especially the beaches. As you may be aware, when you go on the beaches, you see a lot of waste on the beaches. Yeah. And this is time that we ensure that if you're landing your fish on the beach, you should not see those things that not need to be on the beach. So like we have the Mirror Broad Day, NAFA will announce a particular day in a week that fishermen can join the fishmongers, and the entire community can clean the fishing community.
That's on the 21st?
And that's on the 20th. The cleanup, yeah, will be on the 19th.
Okay, on the
19th. The 18th will be the awareness. Okay, the cleanup campaign will be not the 19th, but I beg your pardon, but will be on the 18th.
Okay.
Yes, awareness and sanitation campaign. And in this campaign we're not having it alone. We have the Coast Guard involved. We have the Coast Guard involved. We also have the Monrovia City Corporation involved. We contacted them already. We have them involved in the campaign. Then the Coast Guard, as I said, will be aware. The team will work into 2 communities. We've set aside 2 fishing communities to begin working in Banjo and the West Point Beach. So the fisher folks have been aware. They've been sensitized about the cleanup campaign. And we will also have meetings with the Liberia Artisanal Fishermen Association. That's the advocacy group for fishermen in Liberia. We met with the CMA, that's the Co-Management Association of Montserrat and Bomi County. We're working with them to ensure that the cleanup campaign becomes a success. So NAFA wants the fishing communities to be aware that cleanliness is very essential to the activities they get involved in, the fishing activities. So when the beaches are not clean, the fish will not be clean. You can't take the fish into the pot if the beaches are clean, because most often they land their catch on the beaches. So we need to ensure that the beaches are clean so that we can move on to ensure that the fish products will be clean.
Okay.
I'm also seeing that you will be doing something like Employees Day as part of this celebration. What is that?
Great. I will get to the Employees Day. The Employee Day is set for the 19th of November.
Okay.
Now, the Employee Days are days set aside to recognize NAFA employees all over the country.
Is it part of this celebration, or this is something that you do every year?
This is part of the celebration.
Okay.
Yes, it's part of this celebration. As a matter of fact, World Fisheries Day celebration in Liberia is the first. This is a historic one. So employees of NAFA all the country will be recognized. The staff members will wear ocean blue T-shirts on that day as a sign of unity and solidarity. This day will be a regular work day, but 1 hour will be set aside to appreciate the workers and they will share their memories. As a matter of fact, employees of NAFA will be asked as to what attracted you to the fisheries sector and what contribution have you made since you came to the sector. What can those who come in after you learn from you being at NAFA? So these are the discussions that will be held on that day. We will have a speaker also on that day. So the day is the 19th of November, and the employees are very enthusiastic for such a celebration, and we hope to also have the media presence on that day to pose questions to the employees on their achievements, what they look forward to, how do they see the fisheries sector, how can they contribute more to how the fisheries sector of the country resemble or mirror other countries' fisheries sector. Like Ghana we talk about, Ivory Coast we talk about. I mean, those national made contributions and they're still making contributions to the growth of the their sector. So similarly, Liberians are willing to make contribution to the growth of this sector.
Okay. And I think you're done.
No,
The
okay.
21st?
I'm not finished yet. Then from the 19th, the Employees Day will move on to the 21st.
Okay.
The Grand Day. The Grand Day will be celebrated in Buchanan City.
When is the official day? The 21st.
The 21st. The official celebration it starts on the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, but the grand celebration, the overall celebration will be on the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, on the 21st in Buchanan City, we have the midday celebrated, the final day where government officials, development partners, stakeholders from all over the country will assemble at the fairground in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, to have the official ceremony. And at that occasion, the President of Liberia, His Excellency Jose Ima Boaka, will make an official statement. And that statement is intended for particularly the fishing community, the fisher folks, the fishmongers. You make a statement to them, and following that statement, we'll see the significant change that will take place across the fishing community. And so we're calling on all fishermen to keep their ears glued to the radio, those in other countries, because the program will be carried live on Facebook, on the various radio station Facebook pages, and then radio station will carry live. So some radio station that cross over into other counties, you hear the message, and it promises to be great. For the first time in our country, World Fisheries Day will be celebrated. So we want all Liberians, all our partners, to join in the celebration of World Fisheries Day.
Okay.
Following that celebration, we know we have the 29th will be the holiday, and so the government through NAFA has set aside a day for fish exhibition and fish sale. That will be on the 24th.
Okay. Where?
On the 24th.
Where?
That will be held right in NAFA's compound, right after FPRC.
On the 29th.
For the 29th, it will be the fish sale will be on the
28th.
On the 28th.
Okay.
Then the next day is a holiday. It will be Saturday, the holiday. The following day will be Sunday. So you can come and buy your fish.
So you're doing holiday fish business.
Yeah.
So all of us coming to Nafa to get fish for the holiday, to buy fish
for the holiday, yeah. Okay. To buy fish that's on the 28th.
Okay.
On the 28th.
How different is going to be the price from
well,
would there be any kind of discount because of holiday?
Yeah, the fishmongers have assured us
Don't call the people price for them.
No, I'm not calling the prices. they have assured us that the fish will be sold at rock bottom prices. So from $5 onward, you can get a fish on that day. So you can come over and just come and purchase your fish on the 28th and prepare for Saturday and Sunday. If you can buy a fish for the whole week, just bring your cooler.
Oh, okay. So Luis, because of time, we'll take maybe 2 calls and just come back to you.
Okay.
Because of time, just take 2, so that others can form a part of the conversation this morning. 0777 700 995 0555 995 995 are the numbers to call and be a part of the program. We're hosting Luis Kono. 0777 700 995 0555 995 995 are the numbers to call and be a part. We're talking about Fisheries Day celebration. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sabata.
Good morning, you're live. What's your name?
Good morning, Marka. And yesterday, I'm Abu Shabi. I'm calling from Japan. Freeway.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to tell the student, thank you for NAFA, everything you're saying there, how everything you're explaining. But I would just like to ask that the NAFA man, what are talking about appreciation, all the one, what are the person that just the pillow and the person that just raised from the foundation on the past leader, which is Madam Anna Glasgow, who was very appreciated by them after the
I'm
new
sorry,
government took over.
we're not talking that. We're talking about the
World
Fisheries Day
Yeah,
celebration.
World Fisheries Day celebration.
Maybe another time when Kono is here, you can ask him the question. Thank you for calling. Thank you. 0777 700 995 0555 995 995 are the numbers to call and be a part of the program. Good morning. Good morning, your life.
Yeah, this is Manasseh Bosman calling from Smithfield.
Okay.
The celebration.
Hello?
Hello, I'm asking the celebration. Talk about the celebration of National Day. How will it be here?
Okay.
All right. Okay. There's the last one here. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm asking where the celebration will be here.
I'm sorry, we're done with that caller. Good morning. Your line is really bad. Can you speak up loud or louder? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry, your line is really, you're very low, and we have to go. Hello? Okay, we lost him. Louis, I think we just ended.
Okay, so World Fisheries Day celebration will take place in 3 counties.
Okay.
The celebration will start in Grand Cape County with the All Sports Day activities, and we'll move from Grand Cape County, we'll come to Montserrat County, where we will celebrate on the 17th the Career Day and Inter-University Debate at the University of Liberia main campus on Capitol Hill. On the 18th, we'll still be in Montserrat. We'll do cleanup awareness and sanitation campaign at Banjo Beach and at the West Point Beach. Okay. Then we on November 19th, we'll still be in Montserrat. We'll do the Employees Day, where NAFA employees will wear the ocean blue T-shirt, and the employees will be telling the public about what interested them to be in the fisheries sector, their contributions they've made over the years, and how they look forward to improving the sector through their expertise. And we'll move over to Grand Bassa County on the 21st of November for the final celebration, where President Boaka will be there to provide the fishmongers, the fisher folks, talking about the fishermen across the 9 coastal counties, the fish farmers, those who are involved in the aquaculture. The president will be telling them a special message. I'm not close to disclose anything about that message, except the president
you don't
has
want to
it.
give a hint.
No, I don't want to give a hint on the message, but the president has a very good message
Okay.
for the fishing community.
Okay.
And so we invite the public, we invite our partners to be part of this celebration, the media for coverage of the celebration, so that those outside Liberia can be aware of what's taking place in our country.
Luis, thank you so much for coming, and we appreciate your presence.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the management for having me on the radio. And Liberia celebrates World Fisheries Day.
So we want to say welcome back to our conversation, Marka. What happened? You just disappeared so away? Nicodemus le?
Yes, I went to do some technical work also. Yes, but thanks to Luis Kono for coming to join us this morning on the show. We've been talking about other things before he came, and I hope our people follow some of these conversations. But there's this upcoming memorial feast for the late Senator Johnson in Nimba. A couple of days ago, I think on Wednesday, the widow of the senator spoke to the media, inviting the Liberian people to Nimba to form part of the activities, even though there being some form of controversy about Senator Koga saying or distancing himself from the entire planning process when he said he was not consulted. He feels that he was disrespected, the family was disrespected. Madam Boyd Johnson said that the family is together and they are welcoming or inviting Liberians, especially Nimbayans, to form part of the activities taking place on November 28th. That's exactly the date the senator passed last year. So I think normally in our tradition, we do that. There's always this feast when people pass out.
Okay.
You will normally do the funeral activities, the repast and all of that, and then there's a scheduled, feast. So I think that's what the county committee have been planning over the period of time. But again, one thing I've said over the time is some of these things we should, especially in this case, I think Senator Koga should, take off the political cap and wear the family cap, because these are family times, and he knows very well that the person that Senator Johnson was, Nimbayans will have absolutely have a memorial feast for him, especially on the day that he passed. So I think they should all embrace this thing. Yeah.
I don't know, because you're politicians, so you're politician everything.
Yeah, the politics. Yeah. And normally, this is thing that happens in fact in Liberia all the time, even in all of the traditions. Yeah. The people will have feast for the big person who passed like that. So I think Senator Koga, at some point in time, you have to take off the political cap.
Yeah.
And I understand the fact when you say, oh, maybe I was not consulted as a family person. However, because of the name family and, the kind of importance that the people of Nema attach to the name Senator Johnson, you too should be able to have some consideration when it comes to some of these things. And people who are planning these things too. So when you say the cow should not eat the fish too should not smell, right? Yeah. So if you are planning some of these things too, if you don't have any political undertone, you should be able to reach out to everybody, including even a senator who is also a family member to the late Senator Johnson. So I think we should do things when there's time for politics, we do politics. When there's time for development that are cut across, we do it. When there's time for family issues, we should also do family issues. So the people in Nimba historically attached some huge importance to the name of Senator Johnson. You can see that after the Liberian Civil War, they remained voting him until he passed. There was not any election that he went to that he did not win. So that tells you the kind of esteem the Nimbayans hold Senator Johnson in. So when it comes to Senator Johnson, I think there should be no issue of division or politics in Nimba.
Course.
Even though he was a politician. A very controversial one too at our rate.
But politics there. Even the men are politicians.
Yes, but at least we should be having some consideration when it comes to these memorial service. It's about honoring the legacy of the person, the contribution of the person to the county and the country at large, and not purely about 2029. Because some of these things that you do in Nimba there, we look at it like a picture of 2029. What are you competing about now when we are still in 2025? Let's wait for 2028, then we can see who are those trying to be the real politicians in the county. So let's wait for 2028. But right now, we are still far. We should be doing development now. We should be uniting the people of the county. We should be still in a mood of mooning the senator and all of that, instead of these political things that you do. That's why sometimes You can tempt having wizard to speak BB, political grammar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlatan.
Yeah.
Multi-banks.
All kind of multi-banks behavior and thing you forget. You forget about it, and that's United County, and try to see how best we can develop the county and Liberia at large. That's what I can say.
You can see the man struggling for the English to kind of.
Yeah.
I say, I mean, do that thing.
Yeah.
Make it simple. So I hope we can get Thomas to talk to him right now. As a matter of fact, Thomas is in the U.S. Yeah. He wants to talk about what carried him there. How did he go there? Maybe Marka will be interested. Marka. You won't go there too, right?
Again, almost all of the people in Africa want to leave Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a funny fact.
Yeah.
You want to call it fun fact, but almost everybody in Africa want to leave Africa. But Africa is a good place. Liberia is a good country.
When you get money.
Just give me some kind of 2,000 job, say I'm not going nowhere. I'll be right here.
Like seriously.
On a serious note, yes.
So Thomas is on the line. Thomas, good morning. Welcome. What's the time now? Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning, Fatu.
You're live. What's the time now?
Good morning, Fatu.
Good morning, but it's low.
2:40 a.m.
2:40 a.m.
Sure.
Why are you not sleeping?
Because you wake me up.
Did I?
Yeah.
Thomas.
You wake me up. I was actually sleeping.
Okay. So just a few. What's up? Where are you specifically?
I'm currently in the United States of America, Chicago City, United States.
Okay. How did you go there? What carried you there? How did you get the opportunity to travel to the U.S.?
Okay, so that's a fun question.
Okay.
Thank you again. Let me say good morning, Liberia, and people monitoring from across the globe. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Okay. I'm actually here as a guest of the United States government through the Community Solution Program. The Community Solution Program is a U.S. government flagship program for young change makers around the globe. People who are into community development, energy, entrepreneurship, and a lot of other things that you think that you are using to make impact across the globe.
Marka no journalist to power, eh?
Yeah, because journalists, you are also impacting, also making impact. Journalists are part.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to apply. You have to apply. That for instance, I don't know yet. The application for next year is not up yet. But I applied for this opportunity in 2024, sometime around October. When I applied for the opportunity, and by the grace of God, I was selected around March of 2025 when I received the email. First, what happened is that the program was like on temporary hold.
Okay.
Because there are a whole lot of things, whole lot of factors around, whole lot of factors that had been around. So it was on like temporary hold from the U.S. government and areas. So we received the mail that the program is on temporary hold, so they'll get back to us.
Okay.
So after a month,
I came back and the how, of course, I'm not sure how we were actually selected for the program.
Okay.
About 12,600 applicants globally. And we are 65 fellows that are currently participating in the program who were selected.
So out of 12,065, 65 were successful.
Yeah. 65 were selected out of 12,600 applicants.
What were the processes involved? Like, what were the eligibility criteria?
Well, the eligibility criteria first thing is that age 27 to 37. That's one of the criteria. We have to have because you are coming to do a master level course, even though you're not a master degree, you are coming to do a master level course of 1 year online in-person master level course. So you have to have an undergraduate degree.
Okay.
And then you have to be deeply involved with community work, making impact.
Okay.
And then how you think that you are working positively. You are working positively to impact your society, but you should be making impact. That's some of the criteria.
Okay.
And you should be from an eligible country. Yeah, you should be from an eligible country.
Okay.
To partake in the program. And I'm the only Liberian.
Okay.
We got 2 presidents serving. We got people from the rest of the world.
What are you working on there, Thomas?
So I'm attending the Community Leadership Institute.
Okay.
As a leadership school for young leaders. That we have a lot of potential leaders lecturing us on different topics in leadership and in other fields. So I started the leadership schools while in Liberia.
Okay.
Sometime around July. Yeah. I started in July while I stayed in Liberia. We're doing it visually online.
Okay.
And I'm still attending person in Washington, where I'm currently working. I've been placed with a youth organization called the Youth Advocate Program Incorporated.
Okay.
The Youth Advocate Program Incorporated is an organization that works with youth and local community. A key focus is to help prevent violence and ensure that young people come up becoming responsible adults. They have been working across the U.S. and other parts of the world for about 50 years. The matter of fact, we just celebrated the 50 years anniversary last week, where I have to travel from Chicago to Virginia, Washington, and Philadelphia. Okay. Yeah, so
Thomas, what is the link between what you are doing here as the executive director for the Hope for Young People Incorporated and what you are doing there now? What's the difference? What's the link?
So obviously, it is the same group work.
Okay.
As we are working with youth back in Liberia, especially youth in school and local community. We funded the Hope for Young People Incorporated in 2019. We're working directly with just addicts, just addicted youth. And we actually understood later that we were not making that much impact because we're not ready equipped, we never had the resources, and we never had the finance again to sponsor them in rehabilitation centers. So at the end of the day, we're just going to together to talk to them. As we talk to them, the next day, then we go back. As we talk to them, the next day, we go back. So we have to redesign our strategy. So say, we think that prevention is better than cure. So we did a survey, and the survey uncovers that about 80 to 85% of young people who are doing jobs today started in high school and street corner. 80 to 85% of young people. So based on the findings of that research, we redesigned our strategy, leaving from the ghetto directly, even though we go there at times to celebrate with them, to encourage them. What we thought it was to start the awareness approach.
Okay.
So we started creating awareness in high school, local community, marketplaces, and street corner on the causes, the effect, and the prevention of just abuse. And we also added teenage pregnancy because teenage pregnancy do have serious negative impact in our country, as we are aware. So we got to tackle these things from the bottom. And those schools that we went into, where we started receiving resounding results from administrators starting by the girls survey, we start seeing behavioral change in students, and students start to get on the right trajectory. So we stick to that particular approach based on that funding. We stick to that particular approach, and up to today's date, we are still working on creating awareness. We used to be in Ghanarsville, but now we are trying to leave Ghanarsville, New Jordan, and other communities on the Somalia drive. Yeah, the Japanese.
So what's the link? What's the link between what you are doing here and there? What are you doing there now exactly? That has a link with maybe young people, drug addicts, and that's what I want to know.
Yeah. So here too, there are young people who are on drugs. In fact, there are young people that are on some major violence. Yeah. So I'm currently working on a project called the Juvenile Justice Program.
Yeah.
With the Youth Advocates Program Incorporated. I'm working on a project called the Juvenile Justice Program. So this program is to help young people who have been incarcerated, help them to find themselves, help them to achieve their goals in life. So this is how the program works. Ethan Thomas is a young guy, maybe age 17 and below, or 19 and below. Thomas committed a crime. He was incarcerated. He served his term of jail. So we are not freeing Thomas to just send Thomas back in society.
Yeah.
Now we will assign a mentor with Thomas. Are you getting it?
Yes, you're live.
So we assign a mentor with Thomas to help Thomas to find himself, to provide mentorship for Thomas as long as they can go for, to help Thomas identify and achieve his goal of life. Some people say my goal is education, my goal is to find a job, my goal is to be reunited with my family, my goal is that I want an apartment. Yeah. So we get all of your goals, all of those priorities, and we look at them and we help you to achieve them one by one. And we notice that your behavior has changed in the community, maybe at the workplace, in school. Then we graduate you from the program.
Okay.
And that's how the program works. So I actually admire this program because Fatu, one time when one person we are talk about pre I call it president of Kamara, he talked about almost over 500 personnel. And I was interviewed by you and I condemned it, I criticized it because we cannot just grab people and put them in jail without rehabilitation and then we bring them, put them back in society. It is bad some of our murderers, some of our dangerous criminals. So you have to firstly do that mental rehabilitation before reintegrating them into society. Yeah, or else you just cause a problem. So you have to not just to punish them, but their part in society as well. Because if you keep doing that, you keep punishing it, keep putting up pressure, at the end of the day, you'll be doing no good, but you'll be doing more harm.
Okay.
So I actually admire that program. That program is one of the programs that I'm coming to have integrated by in Liberia, in our work, because our young people will have to get sense of direction.
Okay.
We'll work with the Ministry of Justice, the Bureau of Corruption, and try a lot of the Bureau of Corruption. So when somebody does wrong, you have to correct the person, right?
Yeah.
So that particular bureau should be working in out of that. So they need the support. They need what they can do to help young people who have been incarcerated live a better life after prison.
Okay, Thomas, what should we expect when you're coming back? What are you bringing back to the motherland?
Oh, yeah, so I talked about the criminal justice program.
Okay.
That is one of the programs I'm bringing back home to have it integrated.
Okay.
While we are here, we are networking, we are building connection. We are also trying to see because we have the youth advocate program is not in Liberia. We are also trying to see, we have been having some talk back to back with the vice president of international affairs. I also been meeting with the global president. With the global president, we have been having meeting with the vice president. So we are looking at the possibility to see if the organization presence can be felt in Liberia, or we have some of the programs integrated in our program back home. So we are looking forward to that. And we are also looking forward that some of these connections that we are making, some of those people can come to see Liberia and see the possibility of investing in the country. Yes, so those are things that we are hoping to bring back home, but sometimes it is a tough thing. It takes a long time. These discussions can be made, but yeah.
Okay. So Thomas, finally,
it is of God to make it happen.
Finally, before I let you go, as an advocate, I've not heard you talk about this rape allegation involving a former minister, youth and sports minister, Brian McGill. What's your stand?
No, I spoke about it.
Okay.
If you check on the official Facebook page of the Hope for Young People Incorporated, the acting executive director in Liberia, Mrs. Faith Plan, in collaboration with the team, the date that released, which is sent to me and I endorsed. It sent to me and I endorsed. It was published, and we are still looking forward to that particular case.
Okay.
We ensure that justice in this Fatu, no one is above the law. So we have been calling on the president to suspend. Is not the only thing, but the president is there to ensure that the constitution is protected.
Okay.
So we have been jailing people. My own, the co-founder of Hope for Young People Incorporated, one Ansu Keita, was being accused of rape. Sometime about 2 years back, and 2 to 3 years back. And since then, I think he has been in jail also because I visited him sometime. We had no lost connection because I'm here. So, yeah. So the issue is that we said the law should be the law. The post should go. Without investigation, I find him guilty. He was placed beyond that. There are a lot of people that have been accused of rape. Even though majority of those accusations could be true, but there are some that may not be true, but they are beyond that today. They are in jail only because they may not have a lawyer. The people are not ready to go through their cases, and they are in jail. So if Grandma Gay, who should have been there to protect the young people, found opportunity for young people to travel, found opportunity for young people to learn, found opportunity for young people to be transformed into responsible adults, is there allegedly abusing young people? I think the God should take sense. We have never in our Bible history talked about, I mean, DNA when somebody raped. So why now? Why now?
Okay.
After all the tests, the local tests have proven that Leah was tampered with. So I'll take, in my own mouth, is somebody of that 11 people, and you would lie on a man that was in such position.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thomas, thank you so much. We are out of time. We have just 1 minute to go. We can just wrap up. Our next guest is already here.
So far, so you just wake me up as 20 minutes, man. Yeah, he's still asleep, Fatu.
Thomas, I've been keeping you've been on the radio for like 25 minutes now. Didn't you say 20 minutes?
20 minutes, man, I start talking about 2:40.
Stop it.
But I mean, this is it now. So we want to encourage young people.
Yeah.
You know, Fatu, our story is a testament of grace and resilience. So coming from Barnesville on the Copper Fee to Kamara at USAID ambassador in Liberia, selected with 20 other of over 30,000 applicants to account become a community solution fellow as global youth advocate.
Yeah.
I just want to tell young people in Liberia to keep your head up. In fact, I was when I accepted a call, I heard people discuss about how to want to leave Liberia, people don't want to come back. I don't know, I really wonder how people that will leave their country, their family, and don't want to go back home because it is not easy for you to get rid of the Fatu. It is a tough thing. I encourage that anywhere you are, the best thing you can do is to work to show that the right thing happens, even though they are skin opportunity in Liberia, but you can still work to make way. If you can work in government, you can become an entrepreneur. If you can join in the non-profit organization, you can do something to help improve the country because everywhere, people are selling water in the bottle on the street. You don't want to be that. There are incentives where there are homeless people here. So they say, let's bread and butter. As right now, they come and call. They have been almost about a week now. I haven't gotten all of my house. I've been working from home.
Thank you. Thank you.
I told my collaborator, say, I cannot really stand the cool.
You're still
so I want to say thank you. Yes. So thank you for the call. And we hope that we'll have another conversation before my return home. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Thomas Tamabondo. There is the executive director of the Hope for Young People Incorporated. My name is Fatu Kamara. We go for this break. Our next guest is already here. Let's take this break.
Yeah, so coming up shortly, we will have a team of civil society people who are supporting the president's proposed bill to ban harmful cultural practices in Liberia. This is going to be a very interesting conversation here this morning. So one of them from the National Coalition Against Harmful Practices, NACAM, Miriam Dia is here already. So we're just waiting for at least one or two more persons, and then we'll start the ball rolling. But while we're doing that, let me just use at least 3 minutes from their time to speak with Kelvin Matadi just briefly. There being this issue of, I was talking about this Nimba Memorial Feast business about the late Senator Johnson. So there were some meetings held in the county, and one of the senators had said, he would distance himself from the program, but the mother of the family, the widow of the late Senator Johnson, announced on Wednesday that all is set for the 28th for a feast across the county, inviting all Liberians as well as Nimbarians to grace this occasion. So just for 3 minutes, I will speak with Kelvin, who has been one of the, should I say, the political sons of the late senator and someone who has been very close to the family. Kelvin, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Marka, and good morning to the listening audience. How you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing great. So quickly, because we don't have much time, we'll do this for just 3 minutes. Give us some update. There was initial talks about how some people are not forming part of this memorial feast. It was not holding and all of that. But we listened to Mrs. Johnson, who said, well, it will be happening on the 28th and inviting Liberians. So where are we?
Yeah, this is our anticipation that the memorial feast of the late Senator Prince Johnson will be here on the 28th. But let me bring you up to speak quickly. 2 weeks ago, we were in San Nicolas district with the technical chair of the committee, Von Zwagli, Doko Plo, and the rest of the elder from the 9 electoral district of Nima, the superintendent of Nima, the current superintendent, Miape Kou. We have gone there to explain the vice president initiative to them. The vice president has said, our father is no more, and the 1 year anniversary of memorial feast or memorial day that is down on the 28th, they can't get past. We have to have something in the 9 electoral districts of Nima. So we have gone and we called all the chiefs across the district, and they were there in San Nicolas 2 weeks ago. We explained to them this is the vice president initiative. We explained to them that the vice president have earlier meeting with the family that is aware, the children, and the movement for democracy and reconstruction. This is the idea. So we explained it to all of the chiefs, and they welcomed the idea. Some of them suggested that similarly the way the burial was done in terms of all the ritual, the tradition were played across Nima, it will be done. And our initial meeting was here 2 weeks ago, and we came back Monrovia subsequently for another meeting, stakeholder meeting. The now Senator Samuel Gongben Koga, he wrote an official communication to the vice president informing him that there's an issue in the family. So the vice president, too, being a listening person, he thought it was and said, hey, he called the technical committee, he said, let's put who on in, let's see what are the issues. And he had a meeting with the family. And again, we wait almost 1.5 weeks. He came back, he said, I'm still consulting. So The wife of the late senator and the children last evening, they have the press conferences because there were two press conferences that were held. One was I think you cover it.
Yes.
One was held by the wife of the late senator, and the other one was held by the children, the oldest or the senior person in the family, Anthony Sua, who were also in that press conference. So they gave their support. They said they even were thinking that the first Memorial Day, that is the 28th of November, where our father, the godfather of Lima, someone who fought for the country for the last almost 4 decades, the very first Memorial Day, we just passed it out. So they all were anticipating and thinking, how will we do it? And for the vice president to bring such an idea, they welcome it. So I think that press conference last evening was basically centered around they giving their support as a family.
So
it
does
runs
that
contrary to the
say
senator.
the county is on course for that?
So the county is on course for that, but the anticipation we have thought it was to have a Gantuan celebration across Lima County. You know, Lima County is not a small county. We thought it was to even have almost 40 cows in the 40 clans or chiefdoms across Lima.
Yes.
Everybody will carry their cow with their soup burning. You know, you have some of the images anticipating or having some of the reflection, some of the nicest activities or the reflection of Senator Johnson looking at the image.
Okay.
You know, but the way we're looking at it, let's say we have less than 14 days to the 28th. So, but what I can assure you is that the day will not just pass.
Okay.
The day will not just pass. There will be a celebration, but to imagine such a celebration that was anticipated by the vice president, there will be a stakeholder meeting again, subsequently from now to tomorrow, to my anticipation with the vice president and the stakeholder, whether we will have the same celebration as anticipated.
Okay. Yes, after that we'll have some engagement. I don't have much time. Thank you so much for picking the call.
Oh, thank you, Marka. You know you are a very good guy. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Kelvin Matadi there. And he's actually from the party founded by the late Senator Johnson, the MDR. He's the vice chair, national vice chair for press and publicity. That's how they call it. But yes, we will just go to Miriam, who is here already, while we wait for the other team members. So let's join you and say good morning. It's great to have you this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Well, let's hear a little bit about who is Miriam Dia.
Okay, Miriam is an activist, an advocate, women's rights issue, and we have been there since 2010, advocating for the rights of women and girls, especially so looking at the direction of harmful traditional practices that affect the health of women and girls in Liberia. And today we are here, colleagues of mine and myself, to discuss the bill that was submitted by His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai on behalf of the executive, because he's heading the executive, so it was the executive that submitted the bill. So that is why we are here. I'm the national administrator of the National Coalition Against Harmful Practices in Liberia. And today we are representing all of the civil society in Liberia that work to end harmful practices.
Yes, so someone would like to know, do you have an idea what are the things in that bill?
Yes, the bill, the title of the bill says Women and Girls Protection Act of 2025. And to take you back a little, when the president went for the summit in New York, there was a proclamation that he will ban harmful cultural practices in Liberia. And we all hear that, oh yes, the president, we have been yelling for political will. And this time around, it is here. And in fulfillment of that, when the president came, they work around it, and the executive submitted that bill. And the objective of the bill, the bill had 3 objectives. One, to end all forms of violence against women and girls. 2, to eliminate harmful cultural practices that affect the health of women and girls. The next one is to safeguard the bodily integrity of women in Liberia. And some portion of that, some of the penalty says, all those, even if you aided in a bed, meaning if they are to do practices, harmful practices, and you know about it and did not report, or you help for the people to take hold of a child or a woman or a girl, you yourself, you will be penalized. And so these are things that are in the bill. But the actual thing is the fact that there will be any harmful cultural practices is one thing, because that goes against the right of women and girls. FGM is done without any medical benefits. And
Yeah,
all
so
of those
that was my next question, because we look at when people are talking about this proposed bill, they talk about ending harmful cultural practices. So some people will be like, but what are those harmful cultural practices that they are talking about? What are those practices?
And the bill is mainly focusing on female genital mutilation.
Okay.
So female genital mutilation is a partial or total removal of the female genital without any medical reasons. So how then will you get part of my body taken out without my consent? Even if it is with my consent, it's part of my body, it doesn't have health implication. Let's say medical implication to say when it's done, it means health-wise it's good for my health, but you down taking it and it's affecting me. So that's what we're saying. It is against, first of all, the rights of women and girls, because taking people to the Sandy, we put it under torture. The fact that it gives you physical and mental, psychological effects. When you look at under the torture, the convention against torture, it says they classify torture as a physical and mental effects. So if I am who have gone under the practice of FGM, it poses medical, it poses physical harm to my body, right? Because they are removal of part of my body. It poses psychological effect. I'm living with something that I do not agree to do, that have given me some level of trauma that I'm living with. It also poses mental harm, because I'm living with those things. So under torture, that's how they see torture. So if you ascribe FGM to fit under torture, it means that yes, FGM is torture, and Liberia have signed onto the Convention Against Torture, so that we will not be torturing people. If we cannot be torturing people, it means that there should be a law to abolish FGM, because FGM is a form of torture. Again, it go against the health of women and girls. How? We say it's done without any medical reasons. So the first thing is my health is been temporary. So how then can you the body parts that were made. When you listing your body part as biology student, you list everything, and the genital form one of the part of our body of a woman. And if it is taken away, it means that certain portion I'm living not equal or not fit as health why my body part is I'm not fit.
So I know we'll talk about the traditional argument that a lot of people are pushing, but talking about this law to protect women and girls, are there not laws that in Liberia that protect children?
We get a Children Act.
Mm-hmm. Is it not enough?
It is not enough because there are portions on the Children Act that talk about to having the children going to FGM, the practice of FGM, their body parts, they do not consent, and all of those. Yes, that's law that we can look up to, but again, the aspect of the mutilation is not been placed in that law. So we still want it to be a standalone that mutilation, harmful cultural practices, especially so female genital mutilation, should have a standalone bill or should have a law that will abolish that practice, which is FGM. And because Liberia is a signatory again to the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, CEDAW, the Maputo Protocol, those conventions, Liberia have signed onto them, and it is fully written in those conventions that there should be a law to abolish FGM. And if you have signed onto this law and you have not yet come to domesticate it in your country with a law that will abolish, it means that the government is not yet still fully practicing those conventions or in compliance with those conventions that they are signed onto. There is a domestic violence act and that is in Liberia. Yes, it still did not speak holistically to female genital mutilation. Even with that domestic violence act being enforced, still men are violating the rights of women and girls. You see men still beating women, men still doing other things against women, even though we have that bill. Then one more about the bill is not inclusive of female genital mutilation. It still means that it is empty. We do not have anything to protect us when it comes to that.
If this proposed bill is enacted into law, what happens to these other two instruments that you just named, the Domestic Violence Act and then the Children's Law? What will happen to them?
All of them will work in full swing, right? Okay. The Children's Law will be saying or is saying that the children are children. We should consider them as children, right? The FGM now Act 2 will be saying you should not forcibly initiate or you should not initiate children, whether with or without their consent. So those laws will work enhance. Now it will help to enhance, to strengthen, especially so the Domestic Violence Act. Because anything within the FGM law will be the portion that the first objective that say to end all forms of violence against women and girls. What instrument again that we will take to enhance, to strengthen what is within the FGM law is the Domestic Violence Act. So we'll be pushing those things. They will all work together to strengthen the protections of women and girls in Liberia.
So when this proposed bill surfaced at the House of Representatives, it was met with huge mixed views, mixed reactions from across the floor. There are some lawmakers who embraced it, others who who do not embrace it at all. One of them is, as quoted in Daily Observer here, James Cole of Bon County District 2, who said, "What is harmful in our culture?" He argued that Liberia's traditional values form the foundation of national identity and cohesion, saying our traditions provide a sense of belonging, continuity, and community. We cannot allow external influences to dictate how we live. That's a strong statement from someone who believes that, well, this law is disrespecting our culture and tradition and all of that. What is your response to this?
So, we are not saying culture, right? He's asking what is harmful in his culture. Just one thing. What is harmful in that culture is the mutilation of a girl, of a woman. The body part that has been extracted is harmful. It goes against the woman's bodily integrity. The fact that the woman part from certain part of body part is being extracted, that makes it harmful. The fact that I cannot decide what happens to my body and someone else sits and decide what is happening, it remains harmful. The fact that after that, the practice, after going through the practice, I'm living with trauma that I alone go through is harmful. The fact that I go through the practice, and when it comes to my relationship, when it comes to what happened to my home, I alone go through it is harmful. The fact that it's a human rights implication that I'm subjected to something that I do not want to do is harmful. So we are not against the culture. We are against the part of the culture that says my body part should be extracted because of tradition. It is not tradition. The reason I say it is not tradition, FGM is practiced in 28 African countries. Culture should be the way of life, right? The way how we lived. So it's the 28 African countries have the same way of life? No. Different, we are different in our own space, especially in Liberia. Imagine we have 15 counties. All of us have different ways of life, different ways of tradition, different way we respond to things. But let's know today that female genital mutilation is not a culture.
Okay, so I know all of us, some of us grew up in the interior when we were smaller. When this initiation is happening, it was a huge ceremony. People were happy, people celebrating and all of that. But the stage we are now, I know you've been advocating. How much have you done to educate the people who have been practicing this thing for centuries to know the harmful part of it, the effect that is happening, that you have just listed some right here? How much have you done with the people who are doing this practice?
We have done massively well. We have done well because I'll take you back a little. In 2010, 2009, no one was able to speak about FGM in the public. The resistance from the traditional people was not easy. It fell on us a little when 2012 we went to launch a project wherein we said we were going to be working with the traditional people, and at the office of the traditional council by then on 24th Street, we were held hostage with the people, the partners from UNFPA, from other agencies of the UN, from other civil society institutions. And Zanzankawa told us point blank that what we call female genital mutilation, we should explain what is it. And it was not easy. We have to call out there, Ministry of Internal Affairs, for people to come. Today, I'm sitting in studio discussing FGM. When you reach in all of the 50, though FGM is not practiced in 15 counties, FGM is practiced in 11 counties in Liberia.
Okay.
In the 11 counties, one county from the southeast that John, the other rest of the county is Grand Gide. So, but in the 15 counties...
So you mean it is not in Grand Cru? It is not in River G. It is not in Maryland. It is not in Sino.
Yes, those people are not practicing FGM. Quote unquote, on the average. But because of, leaving from county, going out, things of such
there
are happening.
Cliques of people who are doing
who are doing that. But on the average, FGM is practiced in 11 counties in Liberia. And those 11 counties, you can enter every district, every town. we have the traditional people that we are working with. Ministry of Internal Affairs is like my second home. Every day I'm there and we are discussing this issue. We use them as people who do our mobilization, who do our facilitations, who do all of those things. So now we've worked a lot and almost all of them are aware. I think the only thing they're holding on to that we still need making them to understand is taking FGM as culture.
So again, before the introduction of modern school system, we used to say that those were the traditional schools. The boys go to the Poro, the girls go to the Sunday, and then they were learning about other things and all of that. So if you come up now to say we should stop it, so what becomes of the value it brought earlier?
The value still remain. For example, other countries who have passed those laws, they still practice their culture. And one example is Kenya. You go there, the people teach, they dancing, whatsoever thing that used to be done are still going on. The only thing is you modernize, taking them from the bush, bringing them to the town, taking away the FGM aspect, and all other things will be done. We got heritage centers that are built. Even though it's not in all of the 11 practicing counties, it's in 4 counties right now. We could strengthen, we could work with the heritage center management and manage it well, and they do whatsoever cultural practices they used to do in the bush, they do it there, and they build in all of the counties, the heritage center, and the same tradition, the same culture can still go on without the FGM. And so, because of that, all of us, the civil society actors that push sexual reproductive health and rights, including female genital mutilation, have come under one umbrella as we speak, called the Civil Society Organization, the National Civil Society Organization. All of us to see that we push for the passage of this bill. So because of that, the awareness have started. We were petitioning the lawmakers on Tuesday, telling them the importance, the reason for which we want this bill to be passed. You know, Ngogoso is a women NGO secretary where that increase human, women-led organization. The National Coalition Against Harmful Practices have enough institutions that work on around the issue of harmful practices. The Amplifying Rights Network is a network that comprises of 10 different institutions that are working on sexual reproductive health and rights. In all those institutions, all of those institutions, the grassroots, we've gotten to them. They do not talk about the action aids, the medical Liberia, whosoever that work around those issues in Liberia. Today, we all are coming together to petition the lawmaker for the passage, because the political will that we aimed for yesterday, that we always say we never have political will, there is no political will. The political will is right here. Traditional people who say, and we're going against them. This law came from where? From the traditional people. It came from the executive, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs form part of the executive, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
So we hold all of them in that box and tell them, say, that they don't want to bring a law. I mean, all the things that we've been saying to them yesterday, they in support of it now. That's why the law came from the executive. We have the political will. We're not going to tell the legislature, all the people that you're talking about, your constituent and this and that, they form member and parcel of the executive. They are the one who submitted the bill, and we have come to you to let you know that because the executive has submitted, the traditional people you're working with that you feel intimidated, they will not elect you tomorrow, have already consented. They have agreed that this bill should be passed. So we've come to let you know that you need to pass the bill.
So on Tuesday you'll be taking a petition to the legislature.
To the legislature, telling them that the bill needs to be passed. On Tuesday, the Pedal Association, and went to the legislature to they submitted a petition. But the petition is almost like they are supporting what we say, right? So we tell them thank you. It's just like they are brushing the road to what we need to do.
What did it say in that petition?
The petition outlined that they need to the only one thing that is in our petition that I think we're still talking with them is to say reject the bill, which is like you contradicting yourself when you are a traditional person and the bill comes from your end, and you say they should reject it, right? The next thing is they promote a dialogue and discussion reform between the government, the traditional leaders, the women groups, and civil society, which we agree. We're doing that. We're having whole lot of engagement with them, letting them to always know that these things we are saying, we're not saying it because of your culture. We're saying it because your child or your children, your girls' children need to have right to their body, and not you making those decisions. They say they uphold Article 5B of the Constitution, protect all positive culture. We protecting, that's what we are advocating for too. We say that we should protect all positive culture. And if the Sunday is a positive culture, right? Wherein people go and practice all of their tradition, things that help them to manage their home, because they say it's the rite of passage. It helps you after that to get married, you know how to take care of your home. We still want to learn that. For me, that's one thing I don't know. I don't know how to dance. When they have it tomorrow, I want to go learn how to dance, how to play mat, the basket, the fishing net. All those things are important things that we take somebody from here to maybe Ivory Coast or and Sierra Leone. Theirs is different from yours, so we can showcase those things, and our culture still remain unique. But the only thing
key thing is we should take away FGM,
female genital mutilation. That's all.
So some of the critics of this bill, they've been doing some form of comparison. They believe that, oh yeah, there are other practices in the West. They don't stop it, but they come to interfere with African culture and traditions by saying they should take away FGM. They have talked about people. I saw one of the lawmakers who talk about tattoos, talk about homosexuality and all of these different things, and saying that the advocates, are trying to allow Western influence in our cultural heritage. What do you say to that?
We are not allowing Western influence. So who sitting and talking here, am I a Westerner? No. My sister.
Maybe you have been influenced.
So those who their body, they are living with trauma today, who have gone through the practice, who when they explaining, you don't want to see those practitioners, or you don't want to see even the culture they are talking about. You don't want to be a part of that culture.
You keep talking about people living with trauma. Do you have you documented any instances or testimonials of people explaining that what they went through was bad?
Yes.
It is affecting them?
Yes.
Do you have numbers to that?
Yes. We have our survivor network.
Okay.
And the survivor network.
The people who went there, you can call survivor?
Yes. They survived the harm.
What did they survive now?
They survived the harm. They survived the trauma. They live it, but they are survivor. If I call them victim, I'm discriminating them because they feel one way or the other attached to something. No, they survived what they have gone through. And this network, I tell you, you beat with different issues that people go through in other counties, right? There are two different things. The trauma comes from other places, right? Like Lofa and Bon. They practice the initiation.
Okay.
And as well, they mark the back.
Okay.
So this lady have confided in us. And because every day she goes to the hospital, every month, for blood transfusion. They need to give her blood because she lose a lot of blood from her back, from the mark.
Okay.
Who will she tell? That's something that she live with that affecting her over the years, right? She can't say it to people. They say, nothing she'll go, and we want people to buy blood every time. There was this time around, we have this project in the clinic, so we document those issues of FGM, and she was now able to explain it to the health practitioner why every month she comes for blood. There's a lady right now in Bombing. You always see her. She's a survivor. You always see her with this pen. And you know, she just put her pen behind her ear like a student. You know, you don't want to go without pen. But that's not it. She used the pen to insert so that she urinate. Because people got different skin. The scar is different. What will happen to my skin and nothing come from there will happen to you and your own skin will grow. So that's why we always we say trauma, because there are certain things. This lady she comes from the FGM practicing county. She was initiated and she normally lives, she got boyfriend, she do a normal thing, right? But she came in contact with this man that comes from the Southeast. They don't practice FGM in the Southeast. Unlike now that Grand Jide have joined and you know the intermarriage is going to creeping into other counties in the Southeast. But they on the average they don't practice that, and the man saw her, he liked her. And they went in, they did all of what to start. The man did not see what he wanted. According to him, he loved to see the clitoris. Once he did not see the clitoris, he never wanted her. He left her in a mood and walked away. Pray tell me today how she's feeling. Is it not a trauma? So I just gave you few. It's a lot that people are living with. But the thing there is, who is listening to you when you say it to me? Do I have listening ears? Because all of us go through it, they say we should not say it. So we're not saying it.
So what are you telling the legislature on Tuesday?
So we telling the legislature, we've been waiting. The three branches of government, it's the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. The executive have done their part, which we hailed them. We want to say in this public manner, kudos to His Excellency for taking that bold step. That step have been the one we've been going for all of the years in our advocacy. And today, we have it on our lap. Because of that, we are going to make maximum use of that opportunity that we have. So we're telling the legislature so that that opportunity doesn't leave our hand, pass the bill. End violence against women and girls. The president was voted for because we went the other day to the Capitol and some of the lawmakers were saying, so you want for the people then to vote for us in our constituency, you want so we can pass the bill and we'll go back for them to vote. Were the president not voted for? They voted for the president. Overwhelmingly voted for him. And it's a president who knew now that his people that voted for him are going through serious tradition. I can't want to say culture all the time, right? They are going through something that is far from culture, but they attributing it to culture. So let's take that part from there. So I guess all that men in the Senate and in the legislature, even the women who cannot talk about it, the only reason they cannot talk about it is because, quote unquote, they see it to be culture. We want to let them know in this public that FGM is not culture. It is a harmful practice that other people in other countries have now known that it is harmful, and they have legislated a law to ban it. What about us? We are in a global society. We live in equal, in line with what is unfolding. So let's see that what happens yesterday that was not harmful, that did not provide anything of harm to you, cannot be the same today. So
there's one important thing I want to ask. It just came to my mind. This thing is in one way a kind of livelihood support, economic livelihood support for some people, especially the BB people who do anything, because during this initiation, people have to pay certain amount of money, people have to pay cattle and all these kind of things. So it's like a form of making money too. So if you are, what I should say, taking it from them, what are alternatives?
So the alternative livelihood aspect is there. So that's why we start in order, right? The first thing is, yes, let's abolish FGM. The next thing is, the practitioners who have lived all of their years of existence doing this work, yes, they found them alternative livelihood that they can do. It's ongoing in other counties.
Okay.
In Bapolu, in Grand Gile, in Bon County, in other counties, yes, the alternative livelihood is going on. And how is it like? We got the soap making, we got the village saving and loan, we got the smart climate justice work. You see people, the women themselves doing their little farm, their agriculture. Yes, those things are happening. And all of that, it boils down to what we said, the Heritage Center, right? They have their practice ground. They still people go there and register. So we just need to strengthen the Heritage Center, have that management that will, bring it to what it should be. And the practitioners will still generate money because they will be teaching. The recommendations could be the tradition, the culture should be into the curriculum so that, before we had the culture center that was fully functioning. So all those things, if we have it in play, but we can do everything together. As it have started, it's ongoing. Let the bill be passed, and all other things that should be will follow. We have survival support. We got the means of monitoring, mechanism in compliance of all of those things are in the making. But the first thing now is, how can we see the bill pass? We want the bill passed. The legislature should know that the bill needs to be passed. Because they who down there, they are training, they not go to the bush, where you ask, majority of them down there, they are training, they not go in the bush. But yet, they claim it to be a culture. The other people there that are in the bush there, that are suffering, that they are training, going in the bush to pay, they ain't get money to buy food to eat. But when the children going in the bush, they get 5,000, 15,000 for food just for that 4 months. If you put that money together, it can do good thing for you. The lawmaker then only using that means so you can vote for them. They are children, they're not going there. All of them children, they're not even in Liberia. Majority of them, they are children, when they sick, they can carry them out of Liberia so they can get them medicine. Like when you're in the bush just there, that only them there. When something happened to them, before you take them in Hammond to region to a health center, they finish dying. So they're not like the people. That's not the likeness we're talking about. They still want to harm you. We want a law. The lawmakers themselves need to be cognizant of many things that are happening so that we have a law.
Okay, so if you are just joining us, you're listening to the OK Morning Rush here at the Friday edition. My name is Marka Davis. I'm here talking with Miriam Dia, the National Administrator of the National Coalition Against Harmful Practices. There are also different coalition of civil society groups supporting the proposed bill submitted by President Boakai to the legislature to ban harmful traditional or cultural practices in Liberia. So we are here talking about that. We'll give you the opportunity now to join the conversation. 0777 700 995. I don't know why Fatu is not part of the other interview, but But yes, 0777700 is the number you can call to form part of this conversation. Let's see if we can take this first caller. Good morning.
Marka, how you doing?
Good morning. Go ahead. You're live.
James Yankwe from Marka. Yeah, Marka, your studio girl child saying one side of the thing what he's saying. So we have plenty of participants in the country. We get gay and lesbian in this country. And then you're talking about people other tradition what you don't know nothing about.
So we are talking about the proposed bill submitted by the president and what it intends to achieve. So that's what we are talking about. The day you propose your own bill about that one you're talking, then we'll bring you here, you talk about it. Yeah?
Yeah, but Marka.
0777700 0777700 0555995 Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Thank you. And good morning to your guests in studio. This is Quill with Covey, and I joined this conversation from District 3. Well, let me appreciate them for their awareness. But hey, Marka, we have to be careful. That is why these Westerners did. They came in and brought their so-called law, they are called child right and other things today have destroyed this country. Children no longer respect parents and all other things. Look.
So do you say this to say that the rights of children should not be protected?
No, Marcus. This is where I'm coming to now. We can advocate this way, right? To have an age limit to this process that we can take it from 18 years and above. Or will the law be submitted to the legislature?
So when they remove the whole FGM business, what will happen to the whole Senate now? It will finish it?
So are you a traditionalist? Do you ask the people, have you asked the people as to what is the cost for them to do the FGM? Have you asked the traditional elders?
But this lady in studio has been in this for 15 years.
Come again?
The guests here have been into this for 15 years.
So this is what I'm saying, Marcus. We can take it for 18 years and above. When you reach 18, you can decide to follow your culture then, saying we should or ban the entire process. For me, I disagree with that.
Okay.
I think our culture needs to be
Okay, thank you. You disagree with that. Let me take this caller from here. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother Marka. How are you, Chief?
Good morning. Go ahead. I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. This is B.G. Plenyeswara. Mr. Good morning to your guests. She did a good presentation. Marka, I can remember 2 years ago, I was in the U.S. Embassy. I was invited and presented a paper relative to the CFGM issue. And I raised the issue and per data in our country, those are in lesbianism and the issue of homosexual, you found the HIV on a high degree in the midst of them. So, these mushroom NGOs, when they get the donor money, ask the donor what happened to this lesbianism and the issue of gay in the midst of the people. Why we can't tell them the fact, and we keep telling
So was this bill submitted to the legislature by the donor community or the NGOs you are talking about?
No, donor. I mean, the issue is.
No, Jimmy, you got to be fair to the platform. Was this bill submitted? Yes, was this bill submitted by any donor community or any NGO?
Which bill?
The proposed bill to ban harmful cultural practices. That one who was submitted by the president.
Yes, that which I know. But the point I'm making, let's look at the donors, the people that are bringing the money that are telling the NGOs to go there and put to destroy our culture.
But what do you mean by people bringing money? We are discussing a bill and you are saying NGOs bringing money. I don't understand. What's the point?
That's the point, Marka. The point is, our society is gradually wrapping up with the issue of gayness and homosexual and lesbianism. That's what we're talking about.
Yes. So when I propose,
people should go against their first.
So, in my fair view, if there's another proposed bill that says let's ban these other practices that you are naming, then people also come in the studio to say yes, we agree. Let's ban this one. This one should never happen in Liberia. If anybody does this, these are the punishment. That's another thing. So maybe you, Jible Nyinso, and I can work with other lawmakers to submit that other bill.
It is not true. It is not true.
Where in Kenya?
massive traditional understanding in their country. Then you saying to them, say, Kenya, it is not true. We can't be using donor money to mislead our people in the villages.
Okay, so what information do you have about Kenya? Because you can't just dismiss the woman's information. So what the counter information you have?
Why she's saying relative to Kenya that Kenya is going against what they're doing in Liberia is the same protocol in Kenya? That's not true. The people they respect their culture and they obey their culture and their tradition. That's a fact.
Okay. You made your point. I'm not saying thank you. I said you made your point. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Yeah, Marka, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you. Let me say thank you to your studio guests in studio. Look, I think the entire FGM business, let's be clear, Marka. Look, at the time our great-grandparents were practicing this law, at that time you go to hospital, you will not see any complication about childbirth or labor, right? You will not see anything called operations from our parents before. But then now these days, in fact, majority of our girls' children now are not involved into these practices. But go now to the hospital and see how many women going through operations or childbirth. Look, I think that is not a cause for, they say, it can give childbirth complication and whatsoever. But that is not a cause. I heard a lady giving, example that somebody went in love to one other man, the man left. God did not meant for them to live together. Even if she would have had that thing on her, if God was not going to live together, God would have still found problem between them to part. So that is not a, there are women who have it and they cannot even have a stable home. So let's be clear with it. So
Okay.
I don't want people to be going against our culture in this country. Let's be clear. For it to be full, they have the Westerners bringing their culture to come introduce gay rights, lesbianism here. Then they tell you to go against your culture. They explain your own back to you. Then you believe in it. I think we need to stop it, man. Thank you.
All right, you made your point. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Morgan. I'm calling from the Bombing. To be specific, go again.
Okay.
Yeah, this harmful practice, other people are just looking at it different. You see, even a former representative came in here last night trying to encourage the people that are trying to take the harmful practice away. We got to call those people and talk with them because the thing is not helping us. Even the people who they say, when they go there, they will learn. When they come from there, they watch than any other thing. So it's not helping us. People who don't know the bad part of it that they want calling, talking all that thing that they want to abolish. The practice, the tradition. No.
Okay.
The bad part they want to do away with.
So you are calling from Bombay County, right?
Yeah, bombing. To be specific, go again.
Okay.
Sandro Johnson was here last night discussing, telling the people that the people want to take their tradition away, so they must not agree. You see, people depend on state people. They talking that kind of thing. Because it's not affecting their children.
You're
affecting our children.
Okay. Thank you.
They tell our children to go to school at the time. They will force them to go. They will be paying 30,000, 40,000. And when the children come from there, what they will get from them? Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Arvin Johnson calling from Grand County. So you see, so the issue is still there. The first thing I want to ask the female, if she ever been to the bottom before. Because if you're part of society and people try to use you to denigrate the society, then we come to question you as a human being. Because I think that we know that we learn from those practices. So when we hear people saying things that they know nothing about, only because of politics or because few people give you small dollars to speak on air, then we look at you to be somebody that you're not fair to the country.
So do you also say this to say that the president is not fair to the country?
But why you will be voted out? Because you will be voted out just because of that bill that you say is done.
Okay.
And that bill will die upon arrival at the House of Senate or representative.
Yeah. I'm trying to take this overseas call.
To the ballot, you try it, go for you. You can come out, our state so they not can lay complaint to you, and then you just come out and start to say people are victims, people are survivors.
Okay. Let's see if I can pick this call. Good morning, wherever you're calling from. How are you? Hello? Hello? Hello, you're live. Go ahead. Okay. I will just take a call now because of time. Yeah. Good morning, the final caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name's James Morris. I call you from the Carisbrough Belt this morning.
Okay. Rural Maserado?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I just called to have a few concerns concerning the studio girls deliberation. The civil society grouping is speaking about the protection of children, girls, and women. There are so many beautiful laws that the government has enacted, legislature have enacted into law. We have the practical aspect of it that protects the women, most especially the sister that is still there. The practical aspect of these laws have not come into fruition. All these things they explain sound fine, they are all theory, but the practical aspects where most of the caller, including myself, is questioning.
All right. So we don't have time again. Just a minute. So I will just give that minute to Miriam. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. All of those who just call, I want to say thank you. And like we started, there is no one that giving us money to say we should come say what we saying. We only saying this because we worked in this area over the time, and the people who go through that, what they are going through, what happening to them. In fact, Lofa County is, when it comes to tradition, you can't manage Lofa County from tradition. But the president that submitted this bill comes from where? From Lofa County. So we know that this is not about what we call tradition, but we're saying something that affects the health and rights of women and girls. So that's why we are saying there is no other law that is here that is that in practice. It's just remain with us to take the law and say, yes, we have this law, so it needs to be implemented. So it will not stop us from bringing on board other laws that will support us or that will protect us. So you know that.
Yeah. So thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you. We calling on the public, the entire 15 counties, especially so Monserrado County, with all of its surrounding counties, bombing, Bapolu, Grand Cape Mount, and everywhere to gather. Take by yourself. You that know what it means, what happening to us as women, the violences that we face, the suffering that we go through, rather, you know it. On Tuesday, wear your black, wear your late escape, wear your sandals, put on your slingers, walk to the Capitol, join us. So we petition the lawmakers that they pass the law to protect us as women and girls. Thank you very much.
Okay, Miriam Dia there from the National Coalition Against Harmful Practices, been talking about the proposed bill by the president. My name is Marka Davis. Blessing Nimle has been here. Our producer, Fatu Kamara, will be here next Friday again. On Monday, Clarence Jackson will be here. Have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.